and thank you for being here today. If you enjoy improving your English in a practical, real-life way, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new lesson. Now let's jump straight into one of the most effective fluency methods ever created. Today, you're going to discover how mastering 1,300 essential English sentences can rapidly transform the way you speak, think, and respond in English. These sentences aren't random, and they're not taken from textbooks. They are real patterns, real expressions, and real daily language used by native speakers all over the world. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these sentences, you'll be able to use them naturally and confidently in real conversations. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever tried to say something in English, but your mind suddenly went blank? You know the words, you know the grammar, but somehow the sentence just doesn't come out. This happens to millions of learners, and it has nothing to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with how your brain stores English. You don't speak a language by remembering individual words. You speak it by recalling patterns, complete sentences, and ready-made structures that you can use instantly. That's exactly why the 1,300 sentence system works faster than vocabulary lists or grammar exercises. It gives your brain shortcuts. Instead of building a sentence from scratch, you simply retrieve one you already know. Think of native speakers. When someone asks them a question, they don't pause to think about grammar rules. They don't translate. They use predictable chunks. For example, sounds good. I'll take care of it. Let me think about that. I'm not sure yet. These are real sentences. They're short, natural, and used thousands of times in daily conversations. Once you learn them, you unlock an entire world of fluency. One sentence becomes 100 sentences. Because each structure becomes a pattern you can reuse and customize. Let me show you how powerful this is. Take the sentence. Do you have a minute? It's simple, friendly, and incredibly common. Now watch how it expands. Do you have a second? Do you have a moment to talk? Do you have time later? One structure, multiple real-life versions. That's how you build effortless fluency. Now, before we move deeper, I want you to practice something called shadowing. Shadowing is when you repeat a sentence right after you hear it, matching the tone, rhythm, and speed as closely as possible. It feels a little strange at first, but it trains your mouth, your ears, and your brain at the same time. Let's try a quick shadowing warm-up. I'll say a sentence, and you repeat it immediately after me. Ready? Here we go. Thanks for letting me know. Repeat it. I really appreciate your help. Say it again. Could you explain that one more time? Good. These everyday sentences train your speaking muscles and help you sound more natural. Now, let's talk about why 1,300 sentences is the magic number. It's not too small, not too large. It's the perfect amount to cover almost every common situation in daily life. Whether you're making small talk, asking for information, expressing opinions, or solving problems, These 1,300 patterns give you everything you need to speak confidently without translating or hesitating. Research in linguistics shows that a few hundred high-frequency structures cover most everyday communication. When you combine those structures with repetition, emotional context, and shadowing, your fluency grows dramatically faster. So, here's what we're going to do in this video. You're going to learn how to use these sentences, how to activate them, how to internalize them, and how to expand them. You'll also practice them with me through shadowing and simple speaking drills. By the end, you'll walk away with a system you can use for the rest of your life. Before we continue, I want you to try something. Say this sentence with me. That makes sense. Now change it slightly. That actually makes sense. Now expand it. I guess that makes sense when you explain it that way. See how one simple structure becomes natural English. This is the foundation of the 1300 sentence method. Now let's dive deeper into your confidence breakthrough. Because real fluency begins when you stop worrying about mistakes and start focusing on communication. Confidence comes from familiarity, repetition, and connection to real situations. And that's exactly what these sentences give you. Let's continue. Confidence in speaking English doesn't come from knowing a million words. It comes from knowing what to say next. And the fastest way to build that confidence is by mastering sentences that your brain can instantly access. When you have a collection of ready-made expressions, conversations become smooth instead of stressful. You stop translating in your head and start responding naturally. That's why these 1,300 sentences work so well. They don't just teach you English. They train your speaking reflex. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone asks for your opinion. Many learners freeze in that moment because they don't know how to start. But if you've practiced key sentences, your mind immediately finds a pattern. For example, here's what I think. From my point of view, I'm not completely sure. But I'd say these sentences give you a starting point. Once you begin speaking, the rest flows more naturally. Let's practice a short shadowing drill. Repeat after me. Here's what I think. Again, from my point of view, one more time. I'm not completely sure, but I'd say, good. The more you repeat these out loud, the faster they become part of your natural speaking style. Now let's talk about sentence activation. Activation means taking a sentence and connecting it to a real situation. It's not enough to read it. You have to imagine yourself using it. When you hear the sentence, I can't make it today. Imagine texting a friend to cancel a plan. When you hear, that works for me. Imagine agreeing to a meeting time. When you connect sentences to emotions and real moments, they stick in your memory much longer. Let's take another everyday structure. I'm trying to. This simple pattern unlocks dozens of sentences. Watch how it expands. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to finish this. I'm trying to understand what you mean. I'm trying to learn English more efficiently. Same pattern. Endless possibilities. This is how native speakers communicate. They reuse patterns. They don't build sentences from nothing. Now let's do a quick shadowing practice with this pattern. Repeat after me. I'm trying to learn faster. Again. I'm trying to stay focused. One more. I'm trying to improve my English every day. Great! Shadowing these short sentences trains your mouth to move the way English naturally sounds. Now let's explore one of the biggest problems learners face. Many people study grammar for years, but still can't speak. They know the rules. They understand English when they read it. But when it's time to talk, their mind freezes. Why? Because speaking isn't about rules. Speaking is about recall. It's about how quickly your brain retrieves sentences you already know. And the fastest way to improve recall is through repetition and real-life practice. Think of this sentence. I didn't catch that. It's incredibly useful. You can use it at work, in meetings, in cafes, on phone calls. Now practice expanding it. I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? I didn't catch what you said. I didn't catch the last part. Simple, natural, powerful. Let's try shadowing again. Repeat after me. I didn't catch that. Again. Could you repeat that? One more. I didn't catch the last part. Excellent. These short shadowing moments throughout the video keep your brain active instead of passive. Now let's move to the pattern. Do you mind if This structure is extremely common in English, and you can use it politely in many situations. Watch how it expands. Do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I ask you something? Do you mind if I open the window? Do you mind if I join you? Once you have the pattern, your speaking becomes effortless. Shadowing time. Repeat after me. Do you mind if I ask you something? Again. Do you mind if I sit here? One more. Do you mind if I join you? Great job. These are the kinds of sentences that make your English sound polite, confident, and natural. Now let's talk about emotional sentences. Because fluency isn't just about information, it's also about feelings. When you express emotions naturally, your English becomes more human. For example, that's amazing. That's unbelievable. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. These sentences appear constantly in real conversations. Let's shadow a few. That's amazing. Again, I'm really happy to hear that. One more. I'm sorry to hear that. Emotional sentences create connection, and connection is the heart of communication. As we move forward, remember this. You don't need to speak fast to sound fluent. You need to speak naturally, clearly, and confidently. Fluency is not speed. Fluency is flow. And these 1,300 sentences are the foundation of that flow. Let's keep building your fluency. Now that you understand how sentence patterns create natural speech, it's time to explore how they show up in everyday, spontaneous conversations. Real English isn't spoken slowly, one word at a time. It flows in chunks, short expressions, and predictable patterns. And the more familiar these patterns become, the easier it is for you to follow native speakers and respond confidently. Let's begin with one of the most useful patterns in English. I'm not sure. This simple sentence appears in conversations constantly. But watch how powerful it becomes when you expand it. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. These variations cover uncertainty, hesitation, politeness, and disagreement. With one sentence, you gain multiple tools. Now try shadowing. Repeat after me. I'm not sure yet. Again, I'm not sure what you mean. One more. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Excellent. Notice how natural these feel when spoken aloud. Let's look at another high-frequency pattern. I just wanted to. 10 small words that native speakers use constantly. I just wanted to ask you something. I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to say thank you. I just wanted to make sure everything's okay. This structure makes your English sound warm, polite, and conversational. Shadowing time. Repeat after me. I just wanted to check in. Again, I just wanted to ask you something. One more. I just wanted to make sure everything's okay. Good. Shadowing helps your mouth and mind work together, so English flows more smoothly. Now, let's talk about reaction sentences. These are short expressions people use immediately when responding to information. They keep the conversation alive. For example, no way. Are you serious? You're joking. That's incredible. These are real emotional expressions, not textbook phrases. They help you sound human and engaged. Shadowing practice. Repeat after me. Are you serious? Again. No way. One more. That's incredible. Perfect. These micro drills train your instinctive responses so you can speak without thinking too much. Let's move to another essential pattern. I wasn't expecting. This is useful when describing surprise, confusion, or change. Watch how it expands. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting you to call. I wasn't expecting it to be so difficult. I wasn't expecting this many people. This pattern helps you describe real situations naturally. Shadowing. I wasn't expecting that. Again, I wasn't expecting you to call. One more. I wasn't expecting it to be so difficult. Great work. These sentences will appear again and again in your everyday conversations. Now, let's look at a polite pattern that learners often struggle with. Would it be possible? This structure helps you ask for information, help, or permission without sounding too direct. For example, would it be possible to change the time? Would it be possible to get a refund? Would it be possible to meet later? Would it be possible to talk for a minute? This pattern makes you sound professional and respectful. Shadowing time. Would it be possible to meet later? Again, would it be possible to change the time? One more. Would it be possible to talk for a minute? Well done. Now let's talk about conversation smoothers. Conversation smoothers are short sentences used to keep a conversation flowing naturally. They are incredibly important for sounding fluent. For example, let me think for a second. Actually, that's a good point. I see what you mean. That reminds me of something. These sentences help you transition, connect ideas, and sound more natural when speaking. Shadowing. Repeat after me. Let me think for a second. Again. I see what you mean. One more. That reminds me of something. Excellent. Let's move into another powerful structure. I've been meaning to. This is extremely common in spoken English and useful in both casual and professional settings. Watch how it expands. I've been meaning to tell you. I've been meaning to call you. I've been meaning to ask you something. I've been meaning to look into that. This structure lets you start conversations naturally. Shadow it. I've been meaning to tell you. Again. I've been meaning to call you. One more. I've been meaning to ask you something. Good. Now let's take a moment to talk about one of the biggest secrets of fluency. Repetition with emotion. You remember sentences better when you attach a real feeling to them. When you say, I'm so happy for you, imagine the happiness. When you say, I can't believe that happened, imagine the surprise. When you say, I need a minute to think, imagine the situation. Emotions make your learning last. Before moving to the next section, let's do one more quick shadowing exercise using real-life reaction sentences. Repeat after me. That makes perfect sense. Again. I didn't think about it that way. One more. Thanks for pointing that out. Perfect. These everyday expressions make your English feel authentic, natural, and comfortable. Let's continue building your fluency step by step, now that you've practiced some of the most essential patterns. It's time to explore how these sentences function in real conversations, and how you can adapt them effortlessly. Remember, fluency isn't about memorizing long paragraphs. It's about mastering short, flexible structures that you can use anytime, anywhere. Let's begin with one of the most practical, everyday patterns. I need to. This structure is simple, but it appears constantly in real life. Watch how it expands into useful, natural sentences. I need to finish this. I need to take a break. I need to check something. I need to talk to you about something. These sentences are part of daily life, and once you internalize the pattern, speaking becomes effortless. Let's shadow it together. Repeat after me. I need to finish this. Again. I need to take a break. One more. I need to talk to you about something. Great. These small drills create real fluency. Now let's move to another extremely common pattern. I guess. This pattern helps you sound relaxed, natural, and conversational. Here's how it expands. I guess so. I guess you're right. I guess we'll see what happens. I guess I didn't realize that. These are expressions native speakers use constantly when giving a soft opinion or reacting casually. Shadowing time. Repeat after me. I guess so. Again. I guess you're right. One more. I guess we'll see what happens. Excellent. Let's look at another structure often used in friendly conversations. That reminds me, native speakers use this to connect ideas or transition to a story. Watch how it expands. That reminds me of something funny. That reminds me of when we met. That reminds me of a similar situation. That reminds me of something I heard. These sentences help you sound more natural and engaging in conversations. Shadowing practice. That reminds me of something. Again. That reminds me of when we met. One more. That reminds me of a similar situation. Good job! Now let's move to a pattern that helps you express preference or choice. I'd rather. This is incredibly useful when making decisions politely. Watch the variations. I'd rather stay home tonight. I'd rather talk about it later. I'd rather not get into that. I'd rather try something else. With this structure, you can sound polite yet clear. Shadow after me. I'd rather stay home tonight. Again. I'd rather talk about it later. One more. I'd rather try something else. Perfect. Now let's talk about quick conversational fillers. Short expressions that keep conversations smooth and natural. These help you sound fluent, even when you're thinking. For example, let's see. Well, to be honest. Actually, that's interesting. I'm thinking. These are the kinds of expressions native speakers use constantly. But learners often ignore. Let's shadow a few. Repeat after me. Let's see. Again. Well, to be honest. One more. Actually. That's interesting. Excellent. Notice how these fillers create a natural rhythm. Now let's explore a pattern that helps you describe your feelings or reactions. I'm feeling. This is useful in countless situations. I'm feeling tired today. I'm feeling a bit stressed. I'm feeling excited about this. I'm feeling better now. Emotional expression is an important part of real communication. Shadowing practice. I'm feeling tired today. Again. I'm feeling excited about this. One more. I'm feeling better now. Great. Let's move on to one of the most powerful structures in English. I'd like to. This pattern is polite, useful, and covers many daily interactions. I'd like to make a reservation. I'd like to ask you something. I'd like to try that. I'd like to know more. This structure helps you speak politely and clearly in almost any situation. Repeat after me. I'd like to ask you something. Again. I'd like to try that. One more. I'd like to know more. Well done. Now, let's introduce a pattern often used during decision-making. I'm thinking about. This structure is helpful when expressing plans, ideas, dreams, or hesitation. I'm thinking about going there. I'm thinking about changing jobs. I'm thinking about trying something new. I'm thinking about taking a break. This pattern helps you speak naturally when discussing future actions. Shadow it with me. I'm thinking about going there. Again. I'm thinking about trying something new. One more. I'm thinking about taking a break. Great. Now let's talk about the importance of tone. Two people can say the same sentence, but it can sound friendly, annoyed, polite, or bored depending on the rhythm and intonation. This is why shadowing is so important. When you repeat after a native speaker, you copy not just the words, but the melody. For example, I appreciate it. Polite and warm? Sure. No problem. Friendly and casual? I'm not sure about that. Soft disagreement. Let's shadow these. Repeat after me. I appreciate it. Again. Sure. No problem. One more. I'm not sure about that. Excellent. Now let's finish this section with one of the most universal patterns. I didn't realize. This helps you express surprise or new understanding. I didn't realize it was so late. I didn't realize you were here. I didn't realize this was important. I didn't realize you meant that. This structure appears constantly in natural English. Shadowing time. I didn't realize it was so late. Again, I didn't realize you were here. One more. I didn't realize this was important. Great job. We'll continue building more patterns, more shadowing moments, and more fluency strategies in the next part. Let's continue strengthening your fluency foundation. Up to this point, you've learned how powerful sentence patterns can be when they're repeated, expanded, and applied to real-life situations. Now we're going to build on that momentum by practicing more essential everyday expressions that native speakers use constantly, often without even thinking. These are the kinds of sentences that make your English sound natural, confident, and effortless. Let's begin with a very flexible structure. I was wondering. This pattern helps you ask questions politely or introduce a request without sounding too direct. Watch how it expands naturally. I was wondering if you could help me. I was wondering what you think about it. I was wondering if you're free later. I was wondering how much it costs. This structure is incredibly common in real conversations, especially in professional or polite settings. Shadow with me. Repeat after me. I was wondering if you could help me. Again. I was wondering what you think about it. One more. I was wondering if you're free later. Great job. Now let's move into a very useful reaction pattern. That's because this structure helps you explain reasons or clarify something in a conversation. Here's how it expands. That's because I didn't have time. That's because it wasn't clear. That's because we misunderstood each other. That's because I changed my mind. This pattern helps you sound logical and clear. Shadowing time. Repeat after me. That's because I didn't have time. Again. That's because it wasn't clear. One more. That's because I changed my mind. Excellent. Now let's explore a gentle disagreement structure. I see your point. But this is important because many learners struggle with disagreeing politely. Watch how this pattern works. I see your point, but I don't completely agree. I see your point, but I think there's another way to look at it. I see your point, but let me explain my side. I see your point, but I'm not sure it will work. With this structure, you can disagree without sounding rude or aggressive. Shadow after me. I see your point, but I disagree. Again, I see your point, but I think differently. One more. I see your point, but let me explain. Perfect. Now let's talk about an extremely common everyday sentence. I'll let you know. This appears constantly in conversations, text messages, emails, and phone calls. Here's how it expands. I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll let you know when I'm ready. I'll let you know what happens. I'll let you know if anything changes. This structure helps you speak smoothly in real-life situations. Shadowing practice. Repeat after me. I'll let you know tomorrow. Again. I'll let you know what happens. One more. I'll let you know if anything changes. Great. Now let's introduce a pattern that helps you express concerns or doubts politely. I don't think. This softens your opinion and helps you sound natural. Watch how it expands. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think I can make it. I don't think we should rush. I don't think she meant it that way. This pattern is used constantly in spoken English. Shadow it with me. I don't think that's a good idea. Again. I don't think I can make it. One more. I don't think we should rush. Excellent. Now let's practice a structure used in both personal and professional conversation. Do you happen to? This expression is a polite, friendly way to ask for information. Do you happen to know the time? Do you happen to have a pen? Do you happen to know where he is? Do you happen to remember what he said? This pattern makes your English sound gentle and natural. Shadow after me. Do you happen to know the time? Again. Do you happen to have a pen? One more. Do you happen to remember what he said? Great. Now let's look at another essential sentence type. Offering help. Native speakers often use short, simple sentences to offer support. For example, let me know if you need anything. I can help with that. Want me to do it? Do you need a hand? These sentences make you sound friendly and cooperative. Shadowing exercise. Let me know if you need anything. Again. I can help with that. One more. Do you need a hand? Excellent. Now let's explore a pattern used to express personal choices or future plans. I'm planning to. This structure is important for talking about upcoming actions. I'm planning to go there soon. I'm planning to take a break. I'm planning to start a new project. I'm planning to learn more English. This pattern helps you communicate future intentions clearly. Repeat after me. I'm planning to go there soon. Again. I'm planning to start a new project. One more. I'm planning to learn more English. Great. Now let's talk about hesitation fillers. Hesitation fillers are small expressions that help you think while still sounding fluent. For example, let me think. I'm not sure yet. Give me a second. Let's see. These are used constantly by native speakers. Without them, learners often sound unnatural. With them, your English sounds relaxed and confident. Shadow these. Let me think. Again. Give me a second. One more. I'm not sure yet. Excellent. Before we end this section, let's finish with a highly practical pattern. I want to make sure this structure is used when clarifying information or confirming something. I want to make sure you understand. I want to make sure everything's correct. I want to make sure we're on the same page. I want to make sure this works for everyone. This helps you speak clearly and professionally. Shadow with me. I want to make sure you understand. Again. I want to make sure everything's correct. One more. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Great job. You're building real fluency step by step. In the next section, We'll expand your patterns even further and start connecting them into real conversational examples. Let's continue building your fluency with even more high-frequency patterns that appear constantly in real conversation. Remember, the goal is not to memorize every word. The goal is to master the structures so you can speak naturally without hesitation. Every pattern you learn today will become a tool you can use in dozens of different situations. Let's begin with a very natural conversational structure. It turns out, this pattern is used when you discover something unexpected or when a situation changes. Watch how it expands. It turns out I was right. It turns out we didn't need it. It turns out he already knew. It turns out the meeting was canceled. This pattern helps you explain new information effortlessly. Shadow it with me. It turns out I was right. Again. It turns out we didn't need it. One more. It turns out the meeting was canceled. Great. Now let's explore a sentence often used to soften your opinion. As far as I know, this allows you to give information without sounding too certain. As far as I know, he's not coming. As far as I know, everything is fine. As far as I know, we're still on schedule. As far as I know, that's correct. Native speakers rely on this structure all the time. Shadowing practice. As far as I know, he's not coming. Again. As far as I know, everything is fine. One more. As far as I know. That's correct. Excellent. Now let's look at a very important real-life structure. I didn't mean to. This is highly useful when apologizing or correcting misunderstandings. I didn't mean to bother you. I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't mean to make you upset. I didn't mean to say it like that. These sentences make your English sound polite and thoughtful. Repeat after me. I didn't mean to interrupt. Again. I didn't mean to bother you. One more. I didn't mean to make you upset. Perfect. Now let's focus on a pattern that gives you space to think during a conversation. What I'm trying to say is, this helps you clarify your message or rephrase something. What I'm trying to say is, I need more time. What I'm trying to say is, it's not your fault. What I'm trying to say is we should try another option. What I'm trying to say is I appreciate your help. This helps you sound clear and confident. Shadow it. What I'm trying to say is I need more time. Again. What I'm trying to say is it's not your fault. One more. What I'm trying to say is I appreciate your help. Great work. Now, let's introduce a very common spoken English pattern. It seems like this structure lets you describe impressions or observations. It seems like you're busy. It seems like they already know. It seems like we're late. It seems like something went wrong. This helps your English sound natural and thoughtful. Repeat after me. It seems like you're busy. Again. It seems like we're late. One more. It seems like something went wrong. Excellent. Now, let's practice a structure used constantly in conversations. I didn't expect. This is helpful when describing surprise, disappointment, or new information. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect you to be here. I didn't expect it to be this difficult. I didn't expect them to respond so quickly. This pattern covers many real-life moments. Shadow after me. I didn't expect that. Again. I didn't expect you to be here. One more. I didn't expect it to be this difficult. So great. Now, let's shift to a pattern that helps you ask for clarification naturally. So, what you're saying is, this helps you confirm understanding politely. So, what you're saying is we should wait. So, what you're saying is it's not ready yet. So, what you're saying is we need to change the plan. So, what you're saying is you're not sure. This structure prevents miscommunication and makes you sound thoughtful. Shadow it. So what you're saying is we should wait. Again. So what you're saying is it's not ready yet. One more. So what you're saying is we need to change the plan. Excellent. Now let's learn a very friendly conversational pattern. By the way, this is used to add extra information naturally. By the way, I saw your message. By the way, thanks for your help. By the way, are you free tomorrow? By the way, I forgot to mention something. This pattern appears in almost every conversation. Repeat after me. By the way, I saw your message. Again. By the way, are you free tomorrow? One more. By the way, thanks for your help. Nice job. Let's move to a structure that helps you express interest in the conversation. That sounds... Watch how natural it becomes. That sounds great. That sounds interesting. That sounds serious. That sounds like a good idea. These small expressions help you react instantly and sound engaged. Shadowing practice. That sounds great. Again. That sounds interesting. One more. That sounds like a good idea. Excellent. Now let's practice one of the most flexible conversational patterns in English. I'm not used to. This is useful when describing habits or new situations. I'm not used to the weather here. I'm not used to waking up this early. I'm not used to speaking in front of people. I'm not used to this schedule. This pattern helps you talk about adaptation and change. Shadow it. I'm not used to the weather here. Again. I'm not used to waking up this early. One more. I'm not used to speaking in front of people. Great. Before we end this section, let's strengthen your fluency with a real conversation, shadowing exercise. Say these phrases one after another without pausing. Ready? That sounds great. By the way, I didn't expect that. As far as I know, everything is fine. What I'm trying to say is, I appreciate it. Perfect. These connected sentences help your fluency flow from one idea to another. We'll continue building more tools, more patterns, and more natural conversational skills in the next section. Let's keep expanding your fluency with more real-life patterns, the exact kind you will hear and use every single day. These structures are the backbone of natural English, and once you master them, conversations become smoother, faster, and more enjoyable. Remember, your goal is to make these sentences feel instinctive, automatic, and effortless. Let's begin with one of the most practical structures in spoken English. I'm pretty sure. This pattern helps you express confidence without sounding too absolute. Watch how it expands. I'm pretty sure he knows. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. I'm pretty sure it's the right answer. I'm pretty sure they already left. These are sentences you can use in countless real situations. Shadow after me. I'm pretty sure he knows. Again, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. One more. I'm pretty sure they already left. Excellent. Now let's move to a pattern used for giving updates or explaining results. That's why. This expresses cause and effect naturally. That's why I didn't call. That's why we're late. That's why it didn't work. That's why they were confused. Native speakers use this structure constantly because it connects ideas smoothly. Shadowing practice. That's why we're late. Again, that's why it didn't work. One more. That's why I didn't call. Great. On next. Let's look at a very useful sentence starter that expresses your personal reaction. Honestly, this word adds emotion and authenticity to your speech. Honestly, I didn't know that. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much. Honestly, that sounds amazing. Honestly, I feel the same way. Using this makes your English sound more human and expressive. Shadow it with me. Honestly, I didn't know that. Again, honestly, that sounds amazing. One more. Honestly, I feel the same way. Excellent. Now let's talk about a very common conversational structure. The thing is, this pattern helps you introduce an explanation or problem. The thing is, I'm really busy right now. The thing is, we don't have enough time. The thing is, I wasn't prepared. The thing is, I already promised someone else. This helps you speak more naturally and confidently. Repeat after me. The thing is, I'm really busy right now. Again, the thing is, we don't have enough time. One more. The thing is, I wasn't prepared. Great. Now let's explore a pattern used constantly when making suggestions. Maybe we could. This is soft, friendly, and natural. Maybe we could try again later. Maybe we could meet tomorrow. Maybe we could ask someone for help. Maybe we could take a break. Using this structure avoids sounding pushy or too direct. Shadow with me. Maybe we could meet tomorrow. Again, maybe we could ask someone for help. One more. Maybe we could try again later. Nicely done. Let's shift to a structure used for polite requests. Would you mind? This is extremely common in English, and mastering it will immediately make your speech smoother and more natural. Would you mind helping me? Would you mind closing the door? Would you mind waiting a minute? Would you mind explaining that? This pattern is essential for polite communication. Shadow it. Would you mind helping me? Again, would you mind waiting a minute? One more. Would you mind explaining that? Excellent. Now let's introduce a structure used for making quick decisions. I'll go with, this is common when ordering food, choosing options, or making casual choices. I'll go with the chicken. I'll go with the second option. I'll go with what you recommended. I'll go with the earlier time. This sentence is short, natural, and incredibly useful. Shadow after me. I'll go with the second option. Again, I'll go with what you recommended. One more. I'll go with the earlier time. Perfect? Let's move on to a pattern that helps you express uncertainty or hesitation kindly. I'm not sure if. This is softer and more natural than direct statements. I'm not sure if I can make it. I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure if we have enough time. I'm not sure if he understood me. This pattern appears in everyday speech constantly. Repeat after me. I'm not sure if I can make it. Again. I'm not sure if we have enough time. One more. I'm not sure if he understood me. Great work. Now let's look at a structure used for confirming information. Just to be clear. This is helpful in professional or important conversations. Just to be clear. We're meeting at 3. Just to be clear. You mean tomorrow? Just to be clear. This is the final version. Just to be clear. We need to submit it today. This keeps communication smooth and avoids confusion. Shadow it. Just to be clear. We're meeting at 3. Again. Just to be clear. You mean tomorrow? One more. Just to be clear. This is the final version. Excellent! Now let's practice a very common phrase used for giving your perspective. From what I know. This helps you gently explain your understanding of a situation. From what I know, it should be fine. From what I know, they're already done. From what I know, we don't need anything else. From what I know, everything's under control. This pattern is soft, clear, and natural. Repeat after me. From what I know, it should be fine. Again, from what I know, they're already done. One more. From what I know, everything's under control. Great. Before ending this section, let's do a connected shadowing drill to improve your flow. Repeat the entire sequence after me without pausing. Ready? Honestly, I didn't know that. The thing is, we don't have enough time. Maybe we could try again later. Just to be clear, we're meeting at 3. Perfect. This kind of connected practice trains natural fluency, not just isolated sentences. We'll continue expanding your fluency toolkit in the next part with even deeper patterns and more shadowing exercises. Let's continue building your fluency with even more essential patterns that native speakers use constantly. These structures will help you handle everyday conversations with confidence, whether you're talking with friends, coworkers, classmates, or strangers. The key is repetition, emotional connection, and shadowing. Keep speaking out loud as we go, because active practice is what transforms knowledge into fluency. Let's begin with an extremely useful pattern. I'm looking forward to. This structure is used to express excitement or anticipation, and you'll find it everywhere in emails, messages, and real-life conversations. Here's how it expands. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm looking forward to the meeting. I'm looking forward to trying that. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. This pattern gives your English a friendly, positive tone. Shadow after me. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Again, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. One more. I'm looking forward to trying that. Great job. Now, let's move to a pattern used to talk about your ability or progress. I've managed to. This structure shows accomplishment or effort. I've managed to finish everything. I've managed to get a ticket. I've managed to fix the problem. I've managed to learn a lot today. This is useful for sharing updates in a natural way. Repeat after me. I've managed to finish everything. Again. I've managed to fix the problem. One more. I've managed to learn a lot today. Excellent. Next, let's look at a structure that adds clarity to your explanation. What I like about this pattern is perfect for giving opinions, reviews, or positive feedback. What I like about this place is the atmosphere. What I like about her is her honesty. What I like about this method is how easy it is. What I like about learning English is seeing real progress. This helps you express appreciation naturally. Shadow it. What I like about this place is the atmosphere. Again, what I like about this method is how easy it is. One more. What I like about learning English is seeing real progress. Great. Let's move to a very common sentence starter. To be honest. This helps you express your true feelings or thoughts gently. To be honest, I'm a little tired. To be honest, I don't really agree. To be honest, I wasn't expecting that. To be honest, I think we need more time. Adding this phrase makes your speech sound more natural and authentic. Repeat after me. To be honest, I wasn't expecting that. Again, to be honest, I don't really agree. One more. To be honest, I think we need more time. Excellent. Now let's explore a helpful pattern for checking understanding. Does that mean this structure helps you confirm information politely? Does that mean we're done? Does that mean I should wait? Does that mean they accepted it? Does that mean we need to start over? This prevents misunderstandings in both casual and professional settings. Shadow after me. Does that mean we're done? Again. Does that mean I should wait? One more. Does that mean they accepted it? Great work! Now let's practice a pattern used for expressing willingness or support. If you need anything. This makes your English sound friendly and empathetic. If you need anything, just let me know. If you need anything, I'm here. If you need anything, feel free to ask. If you need anything, don't hesitate. This structure adds warmth to your communication. Repeat after me. If you need anything, just let me know. Again, if you need anything, I'm here. One more. If you need anything, feel free to ask. Nicely done. Let's continue with a flexible expression. At least. This pattern helps you highlight a positive side or minimum expectation. At least we tried. At least you were honest. At least we know what to do next. At least it's not too late. This structure helps you speak with perspective and optimism. Shadow it. At least we tried. Again. At least you were honest. One more. At least it's not too late. Perfect. Now let's explore a pattern that helps you give soft suggestions. You might want to. This structure is gentle, polite, and useful in many situations. You might want to check again. You might want to talk to her. You might want to save your progress. You might want to try another option. Learners who use this sound more natural and less direct. Repeat after me. You might want to check again. Again. You might want to talk to her. One more. You might want to try another option. Excellent. Next. Let's practice a structure used to talk about difficulties or habits. I'm having trouble. This is common in everyday conversation. I'm having trouble focusing. I'm having trouble hearing you. I'm having trouble deciding. I'm having trouble understanding this. This pattern allows you to express challenges naturally. Shadow after me. I'm having trouble focusing. Again. I'm having trouble hearing you. One more. I'm having trouble understanding this. Great. Now let's move to a structure for sharing updates. I've heard that. This is useful for conversations about news, information, or opinions. I've heard that it's really good. I've heard that he moved away. I've heard that the weather will be bad. I've heard that they changed the plan. This sentence helps you sound informed. Repeat after me. I've heard that it's really good. Again. I've heard that they changed the plan. One more. I've heard that he moved away. Excellent. Before ending this section, let's do a connected shadowing drill. Say these with natural rhythm and confidence. Ready? To be honest, I wasn't expecting that. I'm looking forward to seeing you. At least we know what to do next. You might want to check again. Great work. This kind of practice trains flow, clarity, and natural intonation. We'll continue building your fluency in the next section with deeper patterns and more real-life conversation tools. Let's keep going. By now, you've practiced dozens of high-frequency patterns that native speakers use every single day. These patterns are the backbone of natural, fluent English. In this section, we're going to add even more structures, especially the ones that help you express opinions, react quickly, handle unexpected situations, and stay in control of conversations. Remember to shadow everything out loud. The more you speak, the faster these sentences become automatic. Let's begin with a pattern that helps you explain your reasoning. The reason is, this structure appears constantly in both casual and professional speech. The reason is, I didn't get your message. The reason is we didn't have enough time. The reason is the instructions weren't clear. The reason is something changed last minute. This pattern helps you communicate clearly and directly. Shadow after me. The reason is I didn't get your message. Again. The reason is we didn't have enough time. One more. The reason is something changed last minute. Great job. Now let's move into a powerful conversational structure, what I'm worried about. This helps you express concerns in a natural, thoughtful way. What I'm worried about is the timing. What I'm worried about is the cost. What I'm worried about is making a mistake. What I'm worried about is doing it wrong. This sentence adds emotional depth to your communication. Repeat after me. What I'm worried about is the timing. Again. What I'm worried about is the cost. One more. What I'm worried about is making a mistake. Excellent. Let's explore another everyday structure. I'm glad that. This pattern expresses relief, happiness, or satisfaction. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that everything worked out. I'm glad that you told me. I'm glad that we finished on time. It's warm, natural, and easy to use. Shadow it with me. I'm glad that you're here. Again. I'm glad that everything worked out. One more. I'm glad that you told me. Perfect. Now, let's practice a very useful phrase. As far as I can tell. This helps you share your interpretation or impression without sounding too strong. As far as I can tell, it's correct. As far as I can tell, they're not ready. As far as I can tell, nothing has changed. As far as I can tell, we're good to go. This structure is common in everyday speech. Repeat after me. As far as I can tell, it's correct. Again, as far as I can tell, nothing has changed. One more. As far as I can tell, we're good to go. Excellent! Now let's shift to a pattern used when you want to confirm someone's intention. Are you saying that this is helpful in avoiding misunderstandings? Are you saying that we should stop? Are you saying that you don't agree? Are you saying that it's my fault? Are you saying that we're done? This structure pushes the conversation forward naturally. Shadow after me. Are you saying that we should stop? Again, are you saying that you don't agree? One more. Are you saying that we're done? Great. Let's practice another very common expression. At the moment. This helps you talk about your current situation or temporary condition. At the moment, I'm busy. At the moment, I don't have the answer. At the moment, I'm working on something else. At the moment, everything seems fine. This pattern appears everywhere in everyday speech. Shadow with me. At the moment, I'm busy. Again, at the moment, I don't have the answer. One more. At the moment, everything seems fine. Excellent. Now let's explore a useful reaction sentence. That makes a lot of sense. This is a very natural way to show agreement or understanding. That makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense when you explain it. That makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of sense logically. This structure is polite, natural, and very common. Repeat after me. That makes a lot of sense. Again, that makes a lot of sense when you explain it. One more. That makes a lot of sense to me. Great. Now, let's move on to a structure used when you want to adjust your opinion politely. Maybe I should. This is helpful in decision-making. Maybe I should check again. Maybe I should tell them. Maybe I should wait a little longer. Maybe I should start now. This pattern sounds soft, natural, and realistic. Shadow after me. Maybe I should check again. Again. Maybe I should wait a little longer. One more. Maybe I should start now. Excellent. Next, let's practice a very polite conversational structure. If it's okay with you. This helps you ask permission or propose something gently. If it's okay with you. I'll do it later. If it's okay with you. I'd like to leave early. If it's okay with you. Let's change the plan. If it's okay with you. Can we talk tomorrow? This phrase is extremely useful with coworkers, teachers, friends, or family. Repeat after me. If it's okay with you, I'll do it later. Again. If it's okay with you, let's change the plan. One more. If it's okay with you, can we talk tomorrow? Perfect. Let's now practice a pattern that helps you express discovery or realization. I just realized. This phrase is very common in daily conversation. I just realized I forgot something. I just realized what you meant. I just realized it's too late. I just realized I made a mistake. This adds spontaneity to your speech. Shadow with me. I just realized I forgot something. Again, I just realized what you meant. One more. I just realized I made a mistake. Excellent! Before finishing this section, let's do a connected shadowing sequence to help you practice flow. Repeat this as one continuous thought. Ready? At the moment, I'm busy. But honestly, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should check again. The reason is I just realized what you meant. Perfect. That flow is exactly how you train real conversational rhythm. We're getting closer to the final part of your fluency roadmap. In the next section, we'll push your skills even further with deeper patterns and more real-world practice. You've done an amazing job so far. Now we're going to push your fluency even further by practicing deeper patterns, sentences that help you handle real conversations confidently, smoothly, and naturally. These structures will help you explain ideas, react quickly, and navigate any situation without freezing or overthinking. Remember, shadow everything out loud. That is what transforms passive learning into real speaking ability. Let's begin with an essential pattern used to politely offer your perspective. From my perspective, this structure is perfect for discussions, opinions, and problem solving. From my perspective, it's the best option. From my perspective, we should wait. From my perspective, everything seems fine. From my perspective, that's not necessary. This pattern makes your English sound thoughtful and respectful. Shadow after me. From my perspective, it's the best option. Again, from my perspective, we should wait. One more. From my perspective, everything seems fine. Excellent! Now let's look at a very natural conversational phrase. That reminds me. This helps you connect ideas and transition between topics. That reminds me. I need to call him. That reminds me. We forgot something. That reminds me. I have a question. That reminds me. I need to check the schedule. These are common, everyday expressions that make conversations smoother. Repeat after me. That reminds me. I need to call him. Again. That reminds me. We forgot something. One more. That reminds me. I have a question. Great. Next. Let's practice a structure that helps you control the conversation clearly. What I mean is, this is powerful for restating or clarifying your message when someone misunderstands you. What I mean is we should try again. What I mean is it wasn't clear. What I mean is we don't have to rush. What I mean is I appreciate your help. This creates clear communication. Shadow it. What I mean is we should try again. Again. What I mean is it wasn't clear. One more. What I mean is I appreciate your help. Great job. Now, let's move to a pattern used constantly when talking about future expectations. I'm hoping. This expresses positivity and anticipation. I'm hoping everything goes well. I'm hoping to see you soon. I'm hoping they respond quickly. I'm hoping we can finish today. This is a friendly, optimistic structure. Repeat after me. I'm hoping everything goes well. Again, I'm hoping to see you soon. One more. I'm hoping we can finish today. Excellent. Let's explore a pattern used when you need more information politely. Could you tell me? This simple structure is unbelievably useful in daily life. Could you tell me what happened? Could you tell me where it is? Could you tell me the time? Could you tell me more about it? This is polite, universal, and easy to use. Shadow after me. Could you tell me what happened? Again. Could you tell me where it is? One more. Could you tell me more about it? Perfect. Now, let's practice a very real-life reaction. I didn't realize that. This expresses surprise, understanding, or sudden awareness. I didn't realize that it was today. I didn't realize that you were waiting. I didn't realize that we were late. I didn't realize that you already finished. This structure is extremely common in daily conversations. Repeat after me. I didn't realize that it was today. Again. I didn't realize that you were waiting. One more. I didn't realize that you already finished. Excellent. Next, let's look at a sentence that helps you express uncertainty in a soft, natural way. I could be wrong. But this helps you share opinions carefully. I could be wrong, but this looks different. I could be wrong, but we might need more time. I could be wrong, but I think they left. I could be wrong, but it doesn't sound right. This is very natural spoken English. Shadow this. I could be wrong, but we might need more time. Again, I could be wrong, but I think they left. One more. I could be wrong, but it doesn't sound right. Excellent. Now let's practice a pattern for giving quick confirmations. That's right. Simple but incredibly useful. That's right. I remember now. That's right. We talked about it. That's right. You mentioned that. That's right. It's tomorrow. These short sentences keep conversations flowing. Repeat after me. That's right. I remember now. Again. That's right. We talked about it. One more. That's right. It's tomorrow. Great. Next. Let's practice a structure often used when describing improvements or progress. I'm getting better at. This is perfect for talking about skills, habits, and learning. I'm getting better at speaking English. I'm getting better at managing my time. I'm getting better at cooking. I'm getting better at staying focused. This sentence is encouraging and motivating. Shadow after me. I'm getting better at speaking English. Again, I'm getting better at managing my time. One more. I'm getting better at staying focused. Excellent. Now let's look at a pattern used in more serious or important conversations. What matters is, this helps you highlight the most important point. What matters is we tried. What matters is you're safe. What matters is we learned something. What matters is we're moving forward. This pattern adds depth to your communication. Repeat after me. What matters is we tried. Again. What matters is you're safe. One more. What matters is we're moving forward. Great job. Before we wrap up this section, let's do a long connected shadowing sequence to challenge your fluidity. Repeat after me with natural rhythm and confidence. What I mean is we should try again. I'm getting better at staying focused. I could be wrong, but we might need more time. What matters is we're moving forward. Excellent. That flow is exactly what builds real fluency. In the next part, we'll continue expanding these patterns and preparing you for the final fluency roadmap, your step-by-step method to keep improving every single day. You're doing great. At this point, your fluency toolkit is getting stronger, richer, and more flexible. In this section, we're going to build even more advanced but natural patterns, sentences that native speakers use daily without thinking. These will help you navigate difficult moments, express subtle feelings, and respond smoothly in fast conversations. And as always, shadow everything out loud. Let's begin with a powerful conversational structure. I didn't expect that. You've practiced a version of this before, but now we'll expand it into deeper, more emotional reactions. I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect things to change so fast. I didn't expect you to understand so well. I didn't expect it to be this easy. These variations appear constantly in real conversations. Shadow after me. I didn't expect that at all. Again. I didn't expect things to change so fast. One more. I didn't expect it to be this easy. Excellent. Now let's practice a structure that helps you clarify your intention. What I really mean is, this is useful when you want to emphasize or correct your message. What I really mean is we should slow down. What I really mean is it's not urgent. What I really mean is we can try something else. What I really mean is you're doing great. This pattern builds clear communication. Repeat after me. What I really mean is we should slow down. Again. What I really mean is it's not urgent. One more. What I really mean is you're doing great. Great job. Let's move to a structure used for predicting or assuming situations. It looks like this helps you describe what you observe. It looks like it's going to rain. It looks like they're almost done. It looks like something went wrong. It looks like you need a break. This pattern appears everywhere in daily life. Shadow it. It looks like it's going to rain. Again. It looks like they're almost done. One more. It looks like you need a break. Excellent. Next, let's work with a very important sentence. That's what I thought. Native speakers use this when they receive confirmation or when their guess was correct. That's what I thought. That's what I thought you meant. That's what I thought would happen. That's what I thought at first, too. This structure makes conversations feel smooth and connected. Repeat after me. That's what I thought. Again. That's what I thought you meant. One more. That's what I thought at first, too. Perfect. Now let's practice a pattern used to express slight disagreement or correction. Not exactly. This is short, friendly, and extremely common. Not exactly. But close? Not exactly what I meant. Not exactly the same. Not exactly. But it works. This phrase keeps conversations gentle and natural. Shadow after me. Not exactly, but close. Again, not exactly what I meant. One more. Not exactly, but it works. Great. Let's continue with a useful expression for describing what you've found or discovered. It turns out. You've learned this structure before, but now we'll expand it. It turns out I was right. It turns out the files were missing. It turns out they already solved it. It turns out we misunderstood. These deeper variations prepare you for real communication. Shadow it. It turns out they already solved it. Again. It turns out we misunderstood. One more. It turns out I was right. Excellent. Now let's practice a structure used for careful suggestions. It might be a good idea to. This is helpful when giving polite advice. It might be a good idea to double check. It might be a good idea to talk to them first. It might be a good idea to rest. It might be a good idea to write it down. This pattern makes you sound thoughtful and considerate. Repeat after me. It might be a good idea to double check. Again, it might be a good idea to rest. One more. It might be a good idea to write it down. Great work. Next. Let's talk about a phrase native speakers use constantly. I can imagine. This shows empathy and understanding. I can imagine how you feel. I can imagine that was stressful. I can imagine it wasn't easy. I can imagine why you reacted that way. This sentence is important for emotional connection. Shadow after me. I can imagine how you feel. Again, I can imagine it wasn't easy. One more. I can imagine that was stressful. Excellent. Now let's practice a pattern for expressing acceptance or understanding. Fair enough. This short phrase is incredibly common. Fair enough. I understand. Fair enough. That makes sense. Fair enough. Let's try it your way. Fair enough. I didn't think about that. It's one of the most natural sounding reaction phrases in English. Repeat after me. Fair enough. That makes sense. Again. Fair enough. I understand. One more. Fair enough. Let's try it your way. Perfect. Let's continue with a structure for explaining your change of perspective. I've realized that this helps you describe learning, growth, or reflection. I've realized that I need more practice. I've realized that communication is key. I've realized that I misunderstood. I've realized that this method really works. This structure adds depth to your fluency. Shadow it. I've realized that I misunderstood. Again, I've realized that communication is key. One more. I've realized that this method really works. Excellent. Before closing this section, let's practice a connected shadowing sequence. Follow my rhythm and speak with confidence. Ready? It looks like they're almost done. Fair enough. That makes sense. What I really mean is we should slow down. I've realized that this method really works. Perfect. You're training flow, expression, and rhythm, exactly what real fluency requires. In the next section, we will continue with even more advanced conversational patterns and begin building toward your final fluency roadmap. You've built an incredible amount of momentum. Now, in this section, we're going to elevate your fluency even further with patterns that help you respond naturally in fast conversations, adapt to different situations, and sound confident even when you're unsure. These are the kinds of sentences that make you feel fully prepared for real-life English at work, at school, with friends, or anywhere in the world. Keep shadowing everything out loud. Your voice is your most powerful tool. Let's begin with a highly realistic and common structure. I didn't think. This helps you express surprise, reconsideration, or new understanding. I didn't think it would take this long. I didn't think you'd be here. I didn't think it mattered. I didn't think we'd finish today. You'll hear this pattern constantly from native speakers. Shadow with me. I didn't think it would take this long. Again. I didn't think you'd be here. One more. I didn't think we'd finish today. Excellent. Now let's practice a structure that helps you give honest yet gentle opinions. I feel like. This is incredibly common in English. I feel like we should try again. I feel like you're right. I feel like something's missing. I feel like they didn't understand. This pattern helps you express thoughts without sounding too direct. Repeat after me. I feel like we should try again. Again. I feel like you're right. One more. I feel like they didn't understand. Great. Let's continue with a structure used to express strong agreement or recognition. That's exactly. This sentence helps you respond clearly and confidently. That's exactly what I meant. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly the problem. This makes you sound sharp and expressive. Shadow it. That's exactly what I meant. Again. That's exactly how I feel. One more. That's exactly what I was thinking. Excellent. Next. Let's practice a pattern for real-time reactions. I can see why. This helps you show empathy and understanding. I can see why you were upset. I can see why it didn't work. I can see why they were confused. I can see why you hesitated. This is powerful for emotional connection. Repeat after me. I can see why you were upset. Again. I can see why they were confused. One more. I can see why it didn't work. Nice job. Now let's work on a sentence used when you're trying to solve a problem. The best thing to do is. This pattern guides solutions naturally. The best thing to do is wait. The best thing to do is ask for help. The best thing to do is try again later. The best thing to do is take a break. It's practical and useful. Shadow after me. The best thing to do is wait. Again. The best thing to do is ask for help. One more. The best thing to do is take a break. Excellent. Now let's shift to a structure that helps you politely challenge or question information. Are you sure? This appears constantly in daily conversations. Are you sure that's correct? Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure we have enough time? Are you sure nothing's missing? It's simple but essential. Repeat after me. Are you sure that's correct? Again, are you sure we have enough time? One more. Are you sure nothing's missing? Perfect. Let's practice another super common pattern. I'll see if... This structure helps you offer help or check for possibilities. I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if she's available. I'll see if we can go earlier. I'll see if it works. This pattern is natural and helpful. Shadow it. I'll see if I can find it. Again, I'll see if she's available. One more. I'll see if it works. Excellent. Now, let's practice a realistic emotional expression. I didn't expect it to be so. This helps you describe surprise with context. I didn't expect it to be so easy. I didn't expect it to be so hard. I didn't expect it to be so fast. I didn't expect it to be so expensive. This sentence appears in everyday conversation all the time. Repeat after me. I didn't expect it to be so easy. Again, I didn't expect it to be so hard. One more. I didn't expect it to be so expensive. Great. Let's move into a deeper conversational structure. This helps you describe patterns or realizations. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense. The more I practice, the better I get. The more I listen, the more I understand. The more I learn, the more confident I feel. This is powerful for expressing growth. Shadow with me. The more I practice, the better I get. Again, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. One more. The more I learn, the more confident I feel. Excellent! Now let's practice a structure for politely expressing disagreement or uncertainty. I'm not convinced. This is natural and respectful. I'm not convinced that's true. I'm not convinced we should do that. I'm not convinced it will work. I'm not convinced this is the best option. This pattern helps you express doubts professionally. Repeat after me. I'm not convinced it will work. Again, I'm not convinced that's true. One more. I'm not convinced this is the best option. Great. Before ending this section, let's do a longer shadowing sequence to train your flow. Clarity and confidence. Repeat after me. The more I practice, the better I get. I feel like we should try again. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'll see if I can find it. Perfect. This type of connected practice is what makes real fluency possible. In the next part, we will move into the final stage of the script, the mindset shifts, the daily routine, and the step-by-step fluency roadmap that will help your English continue growing long after this video ends. You've made it incredibly far. And now we're entering the most important part of the entire video. The mindset, the habits, and the daily structure that will turn these 1,300 sentences into real, automatic fluency. What you've practiced so far gives you the tools. What you're about to learn will show you how to use those tools every single day until English becomes a natural part of your life. This is the section that helps learners go from I understand English to I speak English confidently. Let's start with a mindset shift that many learners never hear. Fluency doesn't come from speaking perfectly. Fluency comes from speaking consistently, You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need a huge vocabulary. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. What you need is confidence, rhythm, and familiarity with real-life patterns. And that's exactly why these 1,300 sentences work. They train your brain to think in English, not translate into English. Now, let's talk about a pattern that summarizes this idea perfectly. The key is, this helps you explain the most important point in any situation. The key is to stay consistent. The key is to practice every day. The key is to stop worrying about mistakes. The key is to use sentences you already know. This structure is simple, powerful, and incredibly useful. Shadow after me. The key is to stay consistent. Again, the key is to stop worrying about mistakes. One more. The key is to use sentences you already know. Excellent. Now let's talk about something every fluent speaker understands deeply. You can't build fluency in silence. You must speak out loud. Even if your room is quiet, even if no one is listening, even if it feels strange at first, speaking activates muscles, memory, and confidence. Reading, listening, and thinking are useful, but speaking out loud is what creates fluency. Here's a helpful pattern to support that idea. I need to get used to. This helps you express habits you want to build. I need to get used to speaking more. I need to get used to thinking in English. I need to get used to repeating sentences out loud. I need to get used to shadowing every day. This is a powerful mindset sentence. Repeat after me. I need to get used to speaking more. Again, I need to get used to thinking in English. One more. I need to get used to shadowing every day. Perfect. Now let's talk about daily structure. A lot of learners study randomly, some days long hours, some days nothing at all. But real fluency comes from simple, repeatable routines. You don't need 2 hours a day. You just need 15 focused minutes every day using the sentence patterns you've learned. Here's your simple but powerful routine. Step 1. Warm up 2 minutes. Say a few easy sentences to wake up your mouth and your brain. How's it going? I've been pretty busy. That makes sense. Warming up removes the stiffness from your voice. Shadow with me. How's it going? Again. I've been pretty busy. One more. That makes sense. Great. Step 2. Sentence activation, 8 minutes. Choose 8 to 10 sentences from your 1,300 sentence list. Say each one slowly 3 times. Then naturally once. Example. I didn't catch that. Could you say that again? Repeat until they sound natural. This step trains your speaking reflex. Shadow these. I didn't catch that. Again. Could you say that again? Perfect. Step 3. Real-life simulation 5 minutes. Imagine yourself in a real conversation. Using those same sentences, picture a café, a meeting, a phone call, a classroom, a conversation with a friend. Use your sentences in realistic scenarios. This transforms memorization into real communication. For example, someone says something unclear. You reply, I'm sorry. I didn't catch that. They repeat. You respond. That makes sense now. This is real fluency training. Shadow after me. I'm sorry. I didn't catch that. Again. That makes sense now. One more. Let me think for a second. Excellent. Now, let's talk about another essential pattern. I want to focus on. This helps you set goals clearly. I want to focus on speaking more naturally. I want to focus on building confidence. I want to focus on thinking faster. I want to focus on using English every day. Shadow it. I want to focus on speaking more naturally. Again, I want to focus on building confidence. One more. I want to focus on using English every day. Excellent. Now here's another mindset shift. You learn fastest when you feel something. English becomes easier when you attach emotion to sentences. Imagine the situation. Feel the moment. Connect the sentence to a real memory. When you say, "I'm so proud of you," imagine someone you care about. When you say, "That's unbelievable," picture something truly surprising. Let's shadow with emotion. I'm so proud of you. Again, that's unbelievable. One more. I really appreciate that. Beautiful. Let the feelings help you remember. Now let's talk about breaking the translation habit. The final step to fluency is thinking in English. Even for simple things, start with your daily actions. I'm opening the door. I'm making coffee. I'm getting ready. Use English to describe your world. This trains your brain to operate in English mode automatically. Shadow these daily life sentences. I'm getting ready. Again, I'm making coffee. One more. I'm heading out. Great. Now, let's practice a pattern that supports thinking directly in English. Whenever I practice, I feel more confident. Whenever I speak out loud, it gets easier. Whenever I shadow, my pronunciation improves. Whenever I use sentences, I stop hesitating. Shadow after me. Whenever I practice, I feel more confident. Again, whenever I speak out loud, it gets easier. One more. Whenever I shadow, my pronunciation improves. Excellent. Before ending this section, let's do a long connected shadowing sequence. Speak confidently, smoothly, and without stopping. The key is to stay consistent. I need to get used to thinking in English. Whenever I shadow, my pronunciation improves. I want to focus on speaking more naturally. Perfect. That's the rhythm of real fluency. In the next and final section, we'll bring everything together with your lifelong fluency roadmap. Simple steps that will keep improving your English every single day. Even after this video ends, you've arrived at the final part of this video, and this is where everything comes together. You've learned how powerful the 1,300 essential sentences can be. You've practiced the patterns, mastered the rhythm, and repeated real-life expressions that native speakers use every single day. Now it's time to take all of that and turn it into a long-term fluency system, a roadmap that will guide you not just today, but for months and years to come. Let's begin with a powerful truth. Fluency isn't something you achieve one day. Fluency is something you build day by day, sentence by sentence, conversation by conversation. And the good news is this: once you understand how to practice correctly, it becomes easier, faster, and far more enjoyable. Let's start with a sentence that captures this perfectly. As long as I keep practicing, I'll keep improving. As long as I stay consistent, my fluency will grow. As long as I speak out loud, I'll gain confidence. As long as I use real sentences, I won't hesitate. Shadow after me. As long as I stay consistent, my fluency will grow. Again, as long as I use real sentences, I won't hesitate. One more. As long as I speak out loud, I'll gain confidence. Excellent! Now let's build your fluency roadmap, a simple, realistic system you can follow every single day. Step 1. The 10-sentence rule. Every day, choose 10 sentences from your 1,300-sentence list. They can be new ones or ones you want to review. Say each sentence out loud, slowly, then naturally. This keeps your speaking reflex sharp. Shadow with me. I'm going to practice 10 sentences today. Again, I'm building my fluency step by step. Good. Step 2. Daily application. Take at least 2 of those 10 sentences and use them in real life. Use them in a message. Use them when talking to a colleague or friend. Use them when speaking to yourself while cooking, walking, or getting ready. The moment you use a sentence in real life, your brain locks it in. Try this shadowing line. I'm going to use these sentences today. Again, I'm making English part of my daily life. Great. Step 3. 5-minute reflection. At the end of each day, spend 5 minutes thinking about what felt easy today, what felt difficult, where did I hesitate. These small reflections make your learning intentional, not random. Repeat after me. I'm learning how I learn best. Again, I'm improving every single day. Excellent. Step 4. Build your confidence muscle. Confidence grows when you speak, not when you stay silent. Every time you speak English, even if it's not perfect, your confidence gets stronger. Every time you hesitate or stay quiet, that muscle weakens. So speak early, speak often, and speak without fear. Shadow this. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. Again, mistakes help me grow. One more. I speak to build confidence. Beautiful. Step 5. Celebrate every win. Small improvements matter. Every sentence you speak, every moment you understand something instantly, every time you think in English without translating. These small wins add up to massive fluency over time. Repeat after me. Every win counts. Again, I'm proud of my progress. One more. I'm becoming more fluent every day. Excellent. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful ideas in language learning. You don't need perfect grammar to be fluent. You need communication. You need connection. You need clarity, wordy rhythm, and confidence. English is not about sounding perfect. English is about expressing yourself. And with these 1,300 sentences, You have the exact patterns you need to say almost anything in daily life. Let's practice a powerful mindset sentence. I'm ready to use my English. Shadow it. I'm ready to use my English. Again, I'm ready for real conversations. One more. I'm ready to keep growing. Excellent. Now let's bring everything together in one final shadowing sequence. Smooth, natural, confident. Repeat after me. As long as I stay consistent, I'll keep improving. I'm building my fluency day by day. I'm proud of my progress. I'm ready for real conversations. Perfect. That is the voice of someone who is becoming a confident English speaker. Before we end, I want to remind you of something important. You're not just learning English. You're building a skill that will change your life. A skill that opens doors, creates opportunities, and connects you with people all over the world. This journey isn't just about language, it's about confidence, courage, and growth. And if this video helped you, inspired you, or made English feel easier, make sure to like the video and subscribe to English in Motion so you never miss a new lesson. Every week, I post real speaking practice designed to help you move from learning English to living in English. Thank you so much for spending your time here today. Keep speaking, keep growing, and keep your English in motion every single day.